So, here's the deal. There are 366 duels in the Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution campaign mode. If I'm counting correctly, there are 80 main booster sets released over the course of Yu-Gi-Oh's history, the vast majority of which are included in Link Evolution up to, I believe, Ignition Assault. My goal here is simple. I'm racing this game, and the metaphorical vehicle is going to be the Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster boxes chronologically. Starting at Legend of Blue Eyes, I will do as is being done in the Progression series, opening 24 packs of each booster and constructing decks from whatever is pulled. After every new deck is made, I get 3 lives, with the goal being to make it to the end of the game before I run out of booster boxes. Of course, when I run out of lives, aka lose 3 times, I must open another box, make another deck, and pick up wherever I left off. If I run out of booster boxes, I forfeit the entire series. Can it be done? Probably not. But I thought this would be a neat idea for a series, and I really like using old-ass cards like the first several sets are full of. So, without further delay... Well, hey there, folks, and welcome back, I guess, to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression series versus Link Evolution. I like Ordinary Sausage, that's a good channel. But anyway, where did we last leave off? I believe I had flown too close to the sun on wings of Cyberjar, and then Yami Yugi proceeded to hand me my generous white ass. So, didn't go so well. I mean, it did at first. We beat Weevil without much of a hitch. But Yugi proved not to be so easy to take down, which is embarrassing because, like I said, I'm mostly responsible for my own defeat by using Cyberjar when it really wasn't necessary. That, and the fact that Yugi has 2 Mirror Forces in his deck at least. Something I'm going to have to play around. So, I'm a lot less cocky now. I still think that this deck that we've constructed is, well, I've constructed, is worth playing. And I'm hoping to get a little bit more mileage out of it. We're at currently 2 lives before we have to give up on this deck and open up 24 packs of Pharaoh's Servant. Let's see how we can do. Scissors. Damn it. I got scissored. And by that I mean he took a pair of scissors and cut my throat open with them, which is probably something Yami Yugi from the original season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Would have done, except he probably would have made it some roundabout bullshit thing where you have to draw the right card from his deck, and if you don't, his fucking card will fly up and cut your throat open like it's a pair of scissors. Something convoluted like that. Anyway, I like my opening hand. I'm going to play conservatively here. Just go for 7 colored fish as opposed to Dark Elf. Only want to use Dark Elf if it's kind of an emergency of sorts. For example, attacking a defense position Giant Soldier of Stone with Dark Elf and then fissuring it once I flipped it face up. Or we can just sort of watch Yugi recycle Sangan over and over. Or he could summon, with a tribute, a copy of Rude Kaiser, which has just as much attack as my fish does. Now I think I'm going to go ahead and use Dark Elf here instead of fissuring. Seems a more sensible plan. A second. Trying to make it to where my controller isn't so audible in the microphone, but there's only so much I can do about that. I mean, I guess I could play with the keyboard, but I don't want to play with the keyboard. I've gotten used to playing this game with the controller. I used to play with the keyboard. Actually, I used to play with a mouse, mostly, and you only used the keyboard when I had to. And wow, he got rid of Curse of Dragon and Gaia. I guess he's not really too keen on his little Dragon Champion fusion summon strategy this round. Let's do another fish. I'm betting this is going to be Giant Soldier, though. Yep. And I lose a clean 200 on that. Fisher, you go bye-bye. He's probably got another one, though. It's reasonable to expect Yugi-Moto, or Yami-Yugi, and Yugi-Moto, you know, to have Giant Soldier and other cards with such high defense stats. I am truenating the fuck out of this field here. Then I'm going to summon up Sonic Bird. I'll be able to thin out my deck a little bit by getting the second Turtle Oath to my hand. No dead draws. And now I've got Yugi on the ropes. Now the bad news is he's still got the resources that he had last turn, except for Mammoth Graveyard, but his deck has monsters stronger than that, such as this. So, ironically, even though Cyberjar was kind of the cause of my defeat last episode, I might wind up having to use it again. Unless I draw Crab Turtle. Now I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, let's just get the boy out here. I'll use up the two guys I got on the... Well, actually, no. No, I won't do that, because I can go for game this round. I'll just give up using Witch of the Black Forest's effect. And go for the win. And there we go. That was a much easier duel than the last one. I'd be hyped for those victory duel points if I hadn't already gotten every card in the game. But, you know, I brag. Alright, the Harpy Lady. So, Mai's deck here is actually kind of good. She doesn't just have the Harpy... Like, in the original anime, by this point in the show, she had one Harpy Lady in her deck, and the rest of that shit was just spell cards to make Harpy Lady better. She's actually kind of running a Harpy engine in this particular duel. So, we're actually going up against something of an archetype as opposed to just, hey, here's a deck with some monsters they used in the show. Have fun dueling against that. I'll go second, I guess. I'll give Mai a chance to set up so I can see what she's got. See what her opening looked like. I'm not terribly fond of my opening hand, to be honest. I'm tempted to put Axe of Despair on Tomato, since one can be assured that this monster might have more than 1,400 defense. Especially because Harpy Ladies always have 1,400 defense. Well, almost always. Fuck it, let's do it. Let's go crazy. Let's get nuts. And I did that for nothing. It was just a Harpy girl. Well, I guess Mai didn't draw very well if that's what she wound up doing. Oh shit, there goes my axe. Nah, I don't want to put it back on top of my deck. I think I'm good. I'll draw out the fishy boy. And there you go. That was a wise decision that time. Not to attack with Tomato first. Oh, fuck me. Damn it. Well, I suppose it doesn't matter that much. Or maybe it does. Actually, this is a problem. Oh, yeah, this is a problem. This right here in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is what we refer to as a problem. And I drew with Upstart Goblin into a Pot of Greed, which allowed me to draw into another Pot of Greed. And if you think I'm ever getting rid of these Pots of Greed, you might as well just close out of this video. I ain't never getting rid of these motherfuckers. There are decks in this game that have way worse than that. Alright. I mean, the only thing I can really think of to do here is either use Cyberjar to clean the field, but that's going to result in my getting 5 new cards. Or I can stall out with Giant Soldier of Stone. I think that's what I'll do. Oh, god damn it. You piece of shit. Alright, well, I guess next turn I'm just going to have to throw down Cyberjar. I'll be a bitch and solemn that card. Let's grab a witch. Okay, we have something going on now. So what I'll do is I'll, for the time being, flip Witch to defense. Use Shining Angel to destroy Harpy Lady. In main phase 2, I'll Fisher the Harpy Lady's sisters. Now all she's got is 2 spell traps that don't really do much of anything for her. Okay. We're in a clear winning position now. I'm going to abstain from the time being from summoning Jirai Gumo and attacking with it because my life points are just a smidge low and I don't think that's a necessary risk at this time. Although if I don't draw another monster next turn, I may go ahead and go with Jirai Gumo. Alright, I'll trap hole that. Because I don't want her to have an opportunity at a comeback. Although I guess I could have let her destroy Witch of the Black Forest and gotten some out of my deck with 1500 or less defense, but too late now. Hindsight's 20/20. Let's summon Senju. Get us a copy of Crab Turtle. Crab. Honestly, how the fuck did they even come up with Crab Turtle? And it doesn't really look that much like either of those things. I mean, yeah, it's got crab claws and it's got kind of a shell, but why does its whole head have to be a giant eyeball? I'll get it. This is basically going to be the last turn she's going to get to make a comeback. That's not bad. That is definitely not bad. I'll take another Shining Angel, I guess. Let's see. I think I know what I'll do. Sonic Bird. Get me Crab Turtle Oath. And let's bring the boy out again. Crab Turtle's been putting in some fine work this last couple episodes. I'll get rid of you and you. And I'll be able to use Witch's effect at that, but that doesn't really matter because this is the end of the game. Or the end of this duel, rather. No, this is the last duel in the entire game. This is it. Really short. Got it. Okay. Mai's all pissed because she lost to her love interest. I mean, an amateur in the form of Joey Wheeler. Reverse duel time. Now, Joey's deck has Gaia power and a bunch of strong earth beaters. So we may kind of be on the defensive for a bit. Until we can get enough spell trap destruction or good monsters to negate his whole Gaia power deal. Okay, he doesn't have it yet, it seems. He does, however, have Jerry Beans Man, which... that's an awful, new card for you to have in comparison to where you are in the series, but... I don't tell you how to deck construct, as long as you don't tell me. Dark Elf. And we'll go ahead and throw down a trap hole. And now he's on the defensive. Already. A little disappointed in you, Mr. Wheeler. Might be a bit overkill to bring Crab Turtle out this early, but what can I say? All he's got is a defense monster. Which, watch it wind up being like Man-Eater Bug. I'm gonna be so pissed if it is. No, it's his baby dragon. Baby dragon. There's not a chance in hell I'm gonna let you get into 1,000, dragon. You know, I'm not going to take even a single solitary chance on that face down. True nade. Oh, you grave-robbing bastard. Well, wait, doesn't he have until... I mean, I'm just going to get that right back, aren't I? You can use it as your hand until the end of the turn. So, like, you're supposed to use that during your turn. You know, whatever. You're gonna lose this turn anyway. Another baby dragon. Damn. His deck did him no favors this duel. None at all. 1990. That's a year before I was born. Now, I think that Mako has Umi and Tornado Wall in this deck. I think. And assuming I'm correct, if he manages to get that out onto the field, I might be in some serious trouble, because I don't know that I have an out to that other than him decking out. And considering I have 3 pot and 3 upstart, it's more likely I'm to deck out. Let's take a look. Take us a look-see. Scissors. This time I'll go first just to change things up. I'll go ahead and flip Robin Goblin now, just so the game doesn't keep asking me to do so. He didn't attack. Huh. Curious. Why not attack? And then again, I suppose why attack? Flip monsters are almost never great news. I have been summoning the shit out of this card. It's a good card, though. I mean, well, I don't know. It's not. I'll take that back. It's not really a good card, but it's good for this point in the game. Like, you wouldn't want to still be using Crab Turtle by the time you get to, like, Arc V or whatever. fucking synchros, then XEs, and then pendulums. You wouldn't want to keep relying on a vanilla ritual monster like Crab Turtle, but it's putting in some decent work. I can't sit here and pretend it ain't. Also, I could totally have grabbed another Sinju there and gone for a second Crab Turtle, but I choose not to. Ooh, speaking of ritual monsters that are vanilla, there went Fortress Whale. Not like it would have mattered if you had summoned it. Now I'm just going to tear apart Mako's hand. Which means this most likely is the beginning of the end of the duel. Because once you start losing cards up out your hand like that, you're in no position to make a comeback. A miracle could happen, but funny thing about miracles, they're not known for being common. Let's get that hand size down to 1, why don't we? He's basically just drawn mostly normal, like, aqua monsters. Alright, I guess he's going to go in for 200, so I don't get a flawless victory on his ass, but... I'm just going to be a spiteful bitch and use Forceful on him. There, put that back in your deck, motherfucker. Paradise doesn't exist anymore. Let's see, is this lethal? I think this is lethal. That's going to be 950... And then, yeah, that's lethal. That's lethal. Alright, that's Mako down. And I think that's his last appearance. I don't think he... I mean, he came back in the original anime and dueled Joey, but I don't think that duel's included in this game. In fact, I'm fairly sure it isn't. With this reverse duel, we've got Yugi's... he's got, like, rock monsters that he's kind of built a little bit of a strategy around based off what he did in the anime, which, if I recall, he pulled some ridiculous bullshit where he activated, like, Mystical Moon and then had Giant Soldier of Stone destroy it or something, or no, Mako activated Mystical Moon and then Yugi's Giant Soldier went into attack mode and destroyed, or some shit like that, where like the cards interacted in ways that they would never interact in the actual game. That was a lot of old Yu-Gi-Oh! Was they still didn't have set like rules. I mean, they had 2,000 life points and you could summon fucking tribute monsters without tributing, but they also would just do a lot of weird abstract kind of shit, just based off of the holograms themselves. Like, if you're playing the actual card game, just putting cards on the table, you're never going to be like, okay, you've got a moon in the sky, so now Giant Soldier of Stone is going to destroy the moon. The other guy can easily dispute, like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about? The moon is way up in space. Your fucking Giant Soldier of Stone in some goddamn, like, space monster from a hell dimension that's big enough to take out the moon. He's just a big dude made out of rocks. I'm getting rid of, shit, he's got a good hand. He's got a good-ass hand. Swords, Summon Skull, Monster Reborn. So obviously I should get rid of Feral Imp. No, yeah, let's do away with fucking Monster Reborn. Okay. I guess Sonic Bird. And obviously go for a Turtle Oath. But yeah, there's all kinds of shit like that in the anime. Like, another example is the whole Paradox Brothers thing, where, these guys basically turn the whole field into a big maze with labyrinth wall, and then just play this whole new form of the game where you're having to move a certain amount of spaces per turn through the maze and navigate around. But of course they do all this cheap-ass bullshit where they got monsters that can move around in the maze freely because they can move through the rocks and shit. Like, old Yu-Gi-Oh! Was entertaining with shit like that. Like, honestly, I mean, you can complain about it not conforming in any meaningful way to the rules of the actual card game, but would it really be as fun? Like, that's so ultra fucking stupid that they can just make up strategies on the fly. Again, based off of, because you would never do that in the actual card game. You would never be able to be like, okay, I'm throwing Labyrinth Wall down now, so excuse me for a second while I draw a big fucking maze on the table that we're playing on, and now our monsters have to walk through it. The other guy would look at you like you'd just fucking lost your mind if you tried to pull shit like that. You'd render a fucking ruling judge speechless with that. That is, unless they'd seen the show and then they'd be like, okay, smartass, I see what you're trying to do here. Let's fucking play the game right or move it along. Like a fucking Irish cop stereotype, like, move along, nothing to see here. Come on now, play the game properly. You fucking moron. I apologize to the entire people of Ireland, all Irish people who have ever existed anywhere on the planet, for that impression. In my defense, I'm sure your American accent is probably no better than my Irish one. Unless you're some kind of talented actor. Which a lot of actors come over here from, like, the UK and could do perfect, like, spot-on American. Like, better American than actual Americans.
Any ideas?
Alright, I think this is the end here. Unless this is like... No, it's a Silver Fang. Just Silver Fang. Okay. Well, that's how many duels we've gone through in this session. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Room for one more, I think. Let's take on Rex Raptor. Now, of course, he uses dinosaurs, and he's got Serpent, Night Dragon, and Red Eyes as well. But his deck's not really that much of a problem. As I recall, he doesn't really have any kind of archetype assisting cards beyond just like, oh, here's an equipped spell that only works on dinosaurs. Like, he might have... Well, I'll take that back. He might have, like, Big Evolution Pill or something to that effect. Nothing really that's too much of a threat, though. Mostly, once again, it's just vanilla, high attack. Well, he does have, I think, a way to cheat out... And I might be talking about Big Evolution Pill here again, but I don't remember what that card does. Right off the top of my head, I just remember the name of it. He has a way to cheat out his tribute monsters, such as Sword Arm of Dragon. So if he can do that, it could pose an issue, but even then I doubt it, because Jirai Gumo pretty much dwarfs anything in his deck, I think, that isn't Serpent Knight or Red Eyes. having some good luck with here, with Jirai Gumo. Too bad. Goddamn card right here is a little bit too strong for me to take out with its high defense. So I guess next turn, if he doesn't do much of anything, I could Trunade and then... Or he's just going to... Great, what the hell is this going to be? Well, I'll tell you what I'll do first, is I'll Sentry. Ooh. Let's see. I'm going to get rid of the only card in his hand that he could actually summon. I'm not worried about his big beaters, because he's going to need to keep 2 monsters on the field to get those out. Trunade. Let's get rid of Wasteland. I don't want to take any chances. I mean, it's already probable that this thing has 2200 or higher defense, but it's worth trying. Dry. Oh, luck's gonna run out on this card. Yep, there it went. That's the luck right there. Yep, Sword Arm. And if I hadn't gotten rid of that Wasteland, boys, I tell you what, that would have been 30 life points worth of damage. I don't understand why the early Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels had such an inordinate amount of cards that had, like, attack values and defense values not divisible by 50. Why would you torture us like this? It's a good thing all those cards suck pretty much. Like, I don't think anybody plays any of the cards that have uneven values like that. Is this... how much... Okay, this is 2,800 plus 2,200, 5,000. If I add Axe, that's 6,000. Not quite enough, so it's not really worth using Axe. Son of a bitch. There goes your treasure. They're after your gold. And there goes your wasteland. They're after your wasteland. That maybe you inherited from a relative or something. I don't know. Very good. Don't think that's going to help you too much, Mr. Raptor. Which, by the way, that much like Weevil Underwood, this guy's mom or dad or both named him Rex Raptor. First of all, their last names had to have been Raptor as well, I assume. So, like, why don't we just double down on the whole fucking dinosaur thing? Maybe his dad was named Tricera, and his mom was Stego or something. I don't know. Triceraraptor and Stegoraptor. Man, that's gonna trigger people who are dinosaur enthusiasts. Anyway, that's it for this episode. When we get back, I'm going after the reverse duel against Joey Wheeler, whose deck, as I recall, does not really improve much from the other one he was using. And then we got Bakura, whose deck largely consists of Morphing Jar, a bunch of really weak monsters, Change of Heart, which is actually pretty problematic. Nothing else really to speak of, though. So, take care. I will see you next time.